Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to my virtual classroom, MKA Classroom. Now let's start today's video tutorial. Capital structure theory. Capital structure theory, this is our today's topic. Actually, capital structure theory deals with the relationship between a company's capital structure and its total market value. So we will see that this capital structure theory actually related to the total market value of the share of the company. Total market value of the company. We assume that maximizing a company's total market value is consistent with maximizing the market value of its ordinary share. We assume that the maximizing a company's total market value is consistent with the maximizing the market value of its ordinary share. Traditionally, it has been assumed that there is an optimal capital structure for a company. Optimal capital structure of a company. Optimal capital structure is that ratio of debt and equity that maximizes the firm's total market value and minimizes its cost of capital. So there has the optimal capital structure theory. Optimal capital structure. Optimal capital structure actually is that point. It shows the ratio of debt and equity. Debt and equity, or equity and debt, in a way that maximize the total firm value, maximize total firm value and minimize its cost of capital. So optimal capital structure is that ratio of debt and equity which shows maximize the firm value and minimize its cost of capital. Actually, is there any optimal capital structure? Is there any optimal capital structure? There are three views on these important questions have been proposed and debated. So here we will see traditional view, view with no tax, and view with tax. So is there any optimal capital structure? To answer this question, there are three views which are proposed and debated. That means we have three capital structure theory. One is traditional view, another is view with no tax, after that the MM view with income tax or tax. MM view with company income tax. In previously we have discussed MM view with no tax, traditional view. Today we will try to describe MM view with company income tax. MM view introduced company income tax into their analysis. Where there is company income tax, MM suggested that a company's optimal capital structure consisted entirely of debt, because interest payments are tax deducible. Therefore, a company's true after tax net operating income, NOI, net operating income, should be in this way. So here I said interest payments are tax deducible, so net operating income can be calculated in this way: net operating income minus interest one debt. I means interest one debt, interest one debt, into 1 minus tax plus interest or income interest payment one debt. So that means at first net operating income should be deduct from interest, then multiply with the tax rate, then again add with interest one debt. So in this way these are the tax deducible, TC company income tax rate. So finally these are the short form should be in this way: net operating income into 1 minus tax rate plus TC into I, TC into I. So the first component of the right hand side of this equation is the after tax net operating income for a company financed only by equity. Therefore, the appropriate discount rate for this company component is K. Record rate of return on equity for a company which is financed by only equity. Second component of right hand side of the equation is tax subsidy provided by the government. Assuming that the tax subsidy is as risky as the interest payment on the debt, it is appropriate to discount this component at the cost of debt KD. The present value of the after tax net operating income stream is equal to the market value of the company. So it can be calculated value of the firm V, that means value of the firm net operating income into 1 minus TC divided by required rate of return plus tax subsidy TC into I divided by cost of debt. However, the first expression on the right hand side of the above equation is equal to the value of the total equity financed company. That means these portions are equity financed company, and the second expression, interest payments I equals the cost of debt multiplied by the value of debt D, making the sense substitutions above the equation can be rewritten in this way. That means the value of the firm can be rewritten. V equals to VU, that means equity portions, equity value plus tax rate, cost of debt into value of debt D divided by KD, cost of debt. This portion actually called value of the firm. So these portions are actually this portion VU. We will see this portion is called actually VU. So finally we will try to write down this formula at a nutshell. V, that means value of the firm, can be treated in this way: net operating income into so the value, total value V means value of the levered company equal to firstly a net operating income into 1 minus tax rate divided by cost of equity, that means market value of the totally equity financed company, plus TC means company income tax rate, KD cost of debt, into the market value of debt divided by cost of debt. These are the actually market value of the levered company, and this portion actually called VU, that means value of totally equity finance company, and this portion TC, tax rate into D, that means it should be write down in this way, then TC into D, that means this portion company income tax into market value of debt. So these are the formula for market value of levered company. Now we will see our previous examples for understand these valuation models. So our example, assume that the ABC company has an overall equity capital structured company, equity formed company issues 1 lakh shares with 50 cents is it expected to earn constant 10,000 operating income, NOI, net operating income. Then here as companies required rate of return is 13%, and as well as here is new things it introduced, that is 46% income tax, companies tax rates, that is 46% taxes. This is the 46% tax. These are the newly introduced in here. So net operating income 10,000, tax rate is 46%, tax rate 46%. So what is the amount of tax rate? Equal to net operating income into 0.46. that means we have to pay 4,600 as a tax. Then what will be available for our shareholders income? That should be in this way. Then net operating income minus interest on debt, but this company has not any kind of interest on debt. Then taxes 4,600, that is our income available to shareholders 5,400. This firm has a cost of equity is a 13%. Then market value of shares are $41,538 as its market value of shares. So it has not any kind of debt. So total market value of this firm is $41,538. In the second case, in the first case we have seen that the company is totally equity financed company. That means from our formula, that is that should be the VU, that is the equity financed company, total equity financed company. Here is the VU, total equity financed company, VU. Here is the VU, that is equity financed companies. But we will now talk for the second portion, that is the equity as well as debt financed companies. So in the second case we know that the 20,000 at 8% interest debenture. In the second case is 20,000 as its capital, and debt capital which is interest rate is 8%. So we know the formula for levered company, V equal to VU plus TC into value of debt, market value of debt. We know this formula. This is our formula which we will use to find out our value of the firm. So now we will use this find out this value equal to VU, that means value of levered farm. This is the value of levered farm 41,538 plus TC means tax rate. Tax rate is 46%. 46% is our tax rate into date. Market value of date is 20,000. Bracket close. Press enter. Tax rate into 20,000. So again we will try to see plus tax rate into our market value of date 50,738. That is the market value of levered company. So here is position C. Position C where the company issues more debt, and the company issues more debt, that is 25,000 debt issued by this company for the case 3. Then what will be the value? That is the value for the case B, and this is the value. This will be the value for the case C. Then we will calculate the this way, same way, equal to total value of levered equity farm company and levered companies plus tax rate into total value of the debt, that is 53,038.46 taka. So that is the value increases. So we know that from the view suggested that the company's optimal capital structure consisted entirely of debt. We know this. So that's why farm value increases whenever there is no debt, 41,538. If it is uses 20,000 debt, its value 50,738. Whenever it uses more debt, 25,000 debt, then its value increases 53,038.46 dollar. So value increases. There is the view suggests that farm value increases if the uses farm more debt in its capital structure. So cost of capital after tax formula should be net operating income into 1 minus tax rate divided by farm value. So now we will try to see what will happen to our calculations. Cost of capital, so that is the value 41,538, which has no date of that farm. Then that is the our condition A, where is no date. So our net operating income 10,000, net operating income 10,000 into 1 minus tax rate. 1 minus our tax rate is 46%. 1 minus tax rate, then what will be the value? 54,000. Then this 54,000, sorry, 5,400 equal to this value divided by total value of the equity firms. Then our cost of capital is 13%. Our cost of capital is 13%. Our cost of capital should be 13%. Then what will happen for our condition B, where is issuing date by 20,000? Then what will be the value, and what will be our cost of capital? There is a cost of capital. What will be our cost of capital? So now we will see equal to net operating income 10,000 into 1 minus our tax rate 46%. Press enter. That is 5,400. Then what will be our cost of equity? This value divided by our total value. Section B sections has the total value of this firm 50,000. That is 10.64%. 10.64%. In the case of section case C, where is the debt issued by 25%, what will happen to our cost of capital? Now we will calculate equal to our net operating income 10,000 into 1 minus our tax rate is 46%, bracket close, then press enter. Similarly 55,400 or 5,400. Then what will happen to our cost of capital? Equal to this value divided by our total firm value at the case of 25,000 is 53,038.46. Then we have we have 10.18%. So we are seeing that the cost of capital also decreases. So we know the conditions of optimal capital structure is that increase the firm value and decrease the weighted average cost of capital. So in this case we are seeing that all cases the cost of capital is decreases. So from the above calculations it can be seen that the numerator, that means 5,400 in each cases, is unaffected by how the company is financed, but after tax cost of capital decreases as the company moves to higher debt equity ratio. Therefore, when the company income tax is included in MM's analysis, its implication is that a company can maximize its value and minimize its after tax cost of capital by using maximum amount of debt. So it says that maximum amount of debt, maximum amount of debt will increase the firm value. So we will see. Now here we are seeing that cost of equity is increasing and K is decreasing after company tax. That means our required rate of return or weighted average cost of capital is decreases after tax, and KD, that means cost of debt before tax is high, then after tax cost of debt is low. That is KD after tax is low than the KD before tax. So, and these are the debt equity ratio. So from this MM view with income tax, we are seeing that the company farm value will be maximized if it uses maximum amount of debt. And optimal capital structure is type of capital structure in the sense of MM view is that if the firm uses more debt, its farm value increases and cost of capital, weighted average cost of capital, will decreases. So lastly we are seeing that MM view with income tax, if the company use more debt in its capital structure, farm value will increases and weighted average cost of capital decreases. So we know that optimal capital structure, which will show the farm value increases and weighted average cost of capital decreases. So in our examples and our discussions, we will see that if the MM view analysis shows that they tell that if the firm use more debt in its capital structure, farm value will increases and weighted average cost of capital will decreases. That means the firm will reach the optimal capital structure by increasing the debt equity ratio. That means debt equity ratio. If the debt equity ratio increases, farm value will increases and weighted average cost of capital decreases.
This all about today. Stay home, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.